ever wondered what truly lies behind the majestic roar of a lion or the elegant stride of a tiger? We often believe we know these magnificent predators, but what if I told you that much of what you think you know is actually just a myth? Today, we're going to uncover the most incredible and little-known facts about big cats. Get ready to be amazed, because by the end of this video, you'll see them in a whole new light. We're accustomed to seeing them in documentaries as perfect hunters, powerful, swift, and often ruthless. But their true world is far more intricate and compelling than we imagine. These are stories of amazing adaptation, unique abilities, and even unexpected vulnerability. Let's dive deep into this wild and captivating world. So let's start with perhaps the most iconic image in the animal kingdom. Close your eyes and picture a lion. Where is it? Most likely, you imagined dense, overgrown jungles. After all, we've all heard the phrase since childhood. The lion is the king of the jungle. Sounds majestic, doesn't it? But here's your first shocking fact. It's an absolute myth. Lions simply don't live in jungles, not a single one. Their kingdom looks completely different. A lion's true home is the vast African savannas. These are open grasslands with scattered trees and shrubs. Why there? It's simple. Lions are social predators that hunt together, and their tactics require large, open spaces. Dense jungles with their thick vegetation are completely unsuitable for driving prey. It's difficult to coordinate a pride's actions there, and there's far less large prey for them to hunt. So, where did this myth come from? Most likely, it's due to cultural stereotypes and translation inaccuracies. The title, King of Beasts, is very old, and in the past, the word jungle was often used to describe any wild, unexplored territory. So remember, king of the savannah, not the jungle. That's their true domain, their home, and their hunting grounds. Let's continue our fascinating discussion about lions. With their majestic manes and formidable roars, male lions certainly look the part. The ultimate hunter, the undeniable leader, the primary provider for their pride. He is the very embodiment of strength and authority. It's only natural to assume that he's the one responsible for feeding the entire pride. However, here's where we encounter a fascinating surprise. For all their imposing strength and fierce reputation, male lions are surprisingly rather inefficient hunters. The primary burden of hunting, the very survival of the pride, falls squarely on the seemingly delicate shoulders of the lionesses. They are the true providers, the lifeblood of the pride. Their hunts are far more than mere chases. They are intricate, well-orchestrated strategies. Lionesses operate with remarkable precision, like a highly trained special forces unit. They expertly encircle their prey, cutting off all escape routes and funneling it into a deadly trap. Every individual knows her exact role. Being smaller, faster, and more agile than the males, they are perfectly suited to be the pride's primary hunters. So, what exactly is the male's role in all of this? His primary, indispensable role is protection. He guards the pride's territory fiercely from rival male lions and predatory hyenas, thereby safeguarding the vulnerable cubs. His prominent, conspicuous mane and immense size make him ill-suited for stealthy ambush hunting. However, he effectively leverages his immense power to drive away competitors from a fresh kill, and, as often as not, he claims the first share. Such is the harsh, undeniable law of the savannah. But without the lioness's successful and tireless efforts, the king of the jungle would simply have nothing to assert his dominance over. Now, let's talk about the biggest cat on the planet, the tiger. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear that word? Of course, its magnificent orange coat with those striking black stripes. This pattern is the tiger's signature look. It's unique and instantly recognizable attire. But here's what's truly astonishing. These stripes aren't just a superficial design on its fur. There's something far more fundamental. Imagine this incredible scenario. If we were to shave a tiger, purely hypothetically of course, we'd find that the dark stripes would remain on its skin. Yes, you heard that right. The pattern is replicated directly on the tiger's skin. The skin's pigmentation precisely matches the fur's pattern. Each dark hair grows from a dark patch of skin, and each light hair from a light patch. This means the striping is intrinsic to its very being. What's more, every tiger's stripe pattern is as unique as a human fingerprint. There are no two tigers in the world with identical stripes. This allows scientists to track and identify individual tigers in the wild. So a tiger's stripes are more than just a fashionable fur. They're its natural ID and perfect camouflage, literally etched right onto its skin. Everyone knows the stereotype. Cats hate water. Just the thought of a bath can turn a sweet house cat into a hissing ball of fury. Most of us assume this aversion to water extends to all felines. However, that rule goes completely out the window when it comes to tigers. These magnificent giants don't just tolerate water, they absolutely adore it. In the scorching climates of India or Sumatra, waterways are a true lifesaver. They're incredible swimmers, the true Olympians of the feline world. They'll happily lounge for hours in a cool river, seeking refuge from the sweltering sun. But it's not just about passive relaxation. They're powerful enough to swim across wide rivers, covering several kilometers in the water when hunting or seeking new territory. Their mighty paws act as powerful paddles. Sometimes they even use water to their advantage while hunting, ambushing prey at a watering hole and driving them straight into the river. So completely disregard everything you've ever learned about cats and water. For a tiger, water isn't a source of fear. It's their natural element, a second home, and a crucial tactical advantage. Most people, without a second thought, would point to its enormous fangs or razor-sharp claws. And certainly, these are incredibly lethal tools. But the tiger's most terrifying, most paralyzing weapon isn't its physical might, it's its roar. And surprisingly, it has little to do with volume. The sound of a tiger's roar contains something we can't consciously hear, yet we can definitely feel it. These are infrasound waves. Sounds so incredibly low frequency, they're completely beyond the range of human hearing. But the tiger's prey, on the other hand, experiences them profoundly. And these waves exert an incredibly powerful physical effect. They can literally paralyze an animal with terror. This isn't just a figure of speech. The infrasound induces a momentary shock, a profound stupor, a state of complete paralysis in its victim. The animal freezes instantly, unable to move, as if bound by an unseen force. This precious, fleeting second is more than enough for the tiger to close the distance and launch its deadly attack. So, a tiger's roar isn't merely a threatening sound. It's a sophisticated psychotronic weapon, striking at the nervous system long before the predator even lays a paw on its prey. Leaving Asia behind, our journey takes us to another continent, into the dense, vibrant forests of the Americas. Here lives the New World's most enigmatic and powerful predator, the jaguar. At first glance, its spotted coat might lead you to mistake it for a leopard, but don't let this visual similarity deceive you. The jaguar operates on an entirely different level of power. Its ultimate weapon? Its jaws. Among all felines, the jaguar possesses the strongest bite force relative to its body size. Stronger than a lion's. Stronger than a tiger's. Its powerful jaws are engineered to crush and shatter. While other big cats often take down prey by clamping their fangs onto the throat to cut off breathing, the jaguar employs a unique and chilling tactic. It bites directly through the skull of its victim. Its formidable fangs effortlessly penetrate bone, delivering an instant fatal blow straight to the brain. This incredible strength allows it to hunt prey inaccessible to most other predators. This includes caimans with their armoured hides, the massive capybara rodents, and even turtles whose formidable shells it can crack open like a nutshell. The jaguar's bite is the ultimate weapon, perfectly adapted for survival and dominance in the unforgiving jungle. To truly appreciate this magnificent predator, let's dive into the fascinating story behind its name. Unlike many scientific terms, the word jaguar doesn't trace its roots back to Latin or Greek. Instead, its origins are deeply embedded in the languages of the indigenous peoples of South America, who coexisted with this incredible creature for thousands of years. What's remarkable is how perfectly the name captures its true nature. In the Tupi-Guarani language, it's pronounced jaguara, but this isn't just a generic term for predator or beast. Its meaning is far more specific and chilling. It translates to he who kills with one leap. And this isn't poetic license. It's a chillingly accurate description of its hunting technique. The jaguar is the undisputed master of the ambush. It can remain motionless for hours, perched on a tree branch or hidden deep within dense foliage, patiently waiting for the perfect moment. Once its prey is close enough, it unleashes a single, lightning-fast, perfectly calculated leap. And in the vast majority of cases, that single leap is all it takes. The victim simply stands no chance. This name isn't just a word. It's a testament to the profound respect and terror ancient peoples felt for this apex predator. They witnessed its raw power and pinpoint precision and perfectly encapsulated it in one single word. And that indeed is the unvarnished truth. Let's journey back to the old world, Africa and Asia, to meet another spotted predator, the leopard. Often seen as the little brother to lions and tigers, this big cat is a true genius of survival, with an adaptability that's nothing short of incredible. The leopard truly is the all-rounder of the predatory world. Unlike its more specialised relatives, it's not confined to just one type of habitat. This cat is a true global citizen. Leopards can live almost anywhere. You can encounter them in the scorching Namibian deserts, where they survive on remarkably little water. They thrive in dense tropical rainforests, their spotted coats providing perfect camouflage. They climb high into mountain ranges and can even tolerate snow surprisingly well. But what's truly astonishing is their ability to live alongside humans. Leopards are so secretive and cautious that they can inhabit the outskirts of enormous, densely populated cities like Mumbai, India. They hunt stray dogs, livestock, and even scavenge waste, all while remaining virtually invisible to the millions of people living nearby. This incredible flexibility is precisely what makes the leopard one of the most successful large predators on the planet. While we've touched upon the leopard's remarkable adaptability, there's another characteristic that truly captures the imagination: their incredible, almost supernatural strength. Observing these graceful, moderately sized predators, it's astonishing to consider their capabilities. Leopards inhabit a fiercely competitive world. In the African savanna, they constantly contend with larger, more aggressive predators. Formidable lions and scavenging hyena clans leave prey on the ground, and it's almost guaranteed to be stolen. So what's their ingenious solution? They simply hoist it to where others can't follow, high up into a tree. And this is where their phenomenal power truly shines. A leopard can drag the carcass of an animal, sometimes 2, even 3 times its own body weight, up a tall tree. Just imagine a 60-kilogram or 130-pound cat ascending a nearly vertical trunk, a 100-kilogram or 220-pound antelope held firmly in its powerful jaws. This incredible strength is concentrated in their formidable shoulders, neck, and jaws. For a leopard, a tree isn't just a refuge, it's a personal larder. They can store their kills there for days, descending to feed when hungry, completely safe from prying neighbours. It's a unique survival strategy, demanding truly Herculean strength. Now let's talk about speed. When you hear the fastest animal on the planet, what immediately springs to mind? The cheetah, of course, streaking across the savannah. And it's true. The cheetah is the undisputed king of short-distance sprints. In pursuit of prey, it can hit speeds of up to 100, and some reports even suggest 120 kilometers per hour. That's faster than most cars travel on city streets. It can go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 3 seconds, an acceleration many sports cars can only dream of. Its entire body is a masterpiece of speed engineering. Long, powerful legs, a highly flexible spine, and large nostrils designed for maximum oxygen intake. But this incredible gift comes with a significant drawback. A cheetah is a sprinter, not a marathoner. It can only sustain those breathtaking speeds for very short bursts, typically no more than 400 to 500 meters. Each chase is an explosive expenditure of energy that pushes its body to the absolute limit. Its body temperature soars and its breathing becomes ragged. If the cheetah doesn't secure its prey within those precious few seconds, it must abandon the chase and rest for an extended period to recover. So every hunt is an all-or-nothing gamble, a lightning-fast dash to victory, or total exhaustion. We typically associate big cats with one of nature's most formidable sounds, the thunderous roar. A lion's roar, audible for miles, has become the very symbol of untamed power. So it's only natural to assume that the fastest predator on Earth, the cheetah, would also possess an equally imposing vocalization. But here's where we uncover one of the most surprising and frankly amusing facts. Cheetahs cannot roar. Not at all. Their vocal anatomy is structured differently from that of lions, tigers, or leopards, and the sounds they do make simply don't align with their image as ruthless hunters. Instead of roaring, cheetahs communicate through a fascinating array of sounds that would be more fitting for a small domestic cat or even a bird. They might hiss and spit when displeased, but most often they chirp, twitter, and emit short, piercing calls, much like birds. This is particularly common between a mother and her cubs, and when a cheetah is content and relaxed, it will purr loudly, just like a domestic cat, but much, much louder. Just imagine the scene. The fastest predator on Earth, capable of outrunning a car, lying in the shade and purring like an enormous domestic pet. Nature is full of surprises, isn't it? Take a close look at a cheetah's face. You'll instantly spot a distinctive feature that sets it apart from other big cats. From the inner corners of its eyes, two prominent black stripes extend down towards the sides of its mouth. They resemble tear streaks, giving the cheetah a somewhat melancholic or even sad expression. But these aren't just decorative markings or a random quirk of nature. Far from it. These stripes are a highly effective, vital tool for successful hunting. In fact, they act as the cheetah's very own built-in sunglasses. Unlike many other big cats, cheetahs hunt predominantly during the day, relying heavily on their exceptional eyesight. However, the intense African savanna sun creates blinding glare that can severely hinder their ability to focus on fast-moving prey. And that's precisely where those black stripes come into play. They function in much the same way as the anti-glare grease, or eye black, used by American football players. This dark pigment absorbs excess sunlight, drastically reducing glare and helping the cheetah maintain sharp, clear vision, even under the harshest midday sun. It's a small yet ingenious detail that grants them a crucial advantage in their constant struggle for survival. Leaving the scorching savanna behind, let's journey high above, to the majestic, snow-capped peaks of Central Asia. Here, amidst towering rocks and eternal ice, dwells one of the planet's most elusive and enigmatic creatures, the snow leopard, also known as the ibis. It inhabits such harsh and inaccessible terrains that spotting one in the wild is an incredible stroke of luck, even for seasoned zoologists. It's no wonder local communities have dubbed it the ghost of the mountains, a name that suits it perfectly. Its smoky grey fur, adorned with dark rosette patterns, offers the ultimate camouflage. Against a backdrop of lichen-covered cliffs and grey stone, it becomes virtually invisible. It can lie, mere feet away, utterly unnoticed. This remarkable ability to blend seamlessly with its surroundings allows it to stalk its prey, mountain goats and sheep, getting incredibly close before launching its lightning-fast pounce. It moves in utter silence, a mere shadow appearing from nowhere and vanishing without a trace. To encounter a snow leopard is to come face to face with the true spirit of the wild mountains, silent and deadly. Surviving in the harsh world of high altitudes, where temperatures can plummet to -40 degrees, is an incredible challenge. Yet the snow leopard is perfectly adapted to these extreme conditions. In fact, it's equipped with several unique gadgets that make its survival possible. First, let's examine its paws. They are massive, broad and covered in thick fur, even between the paw pads. This isn't by accident. These paws act like built-in snowshoes, distributing the snow leopard's weight and preventing it from sinking into deep, loose snow. The dense fur also insulates against the cold and provides exceptional grip on slippery rocks and ice. Next, consider its tail. The snow leopard's tail is incredibly long and thick, often nearly as long as its body. It serves several crucial functions. When leaping across rocky terrain, the tail acts as a vital counterbalance and rudder, helping the leopard maintain its equilibrium. But perhaps most fascinating is how the leopard uses its tail while resting. During severe freezes, it wraps its thick, bushy tail around its body, using it to cover its nose and mouth. This creates a natural warm scarf that pre-warms the icy air it breathes in. It's a simple yet ingenious adaptation for surviving in perpetual cold. As we've mentioned before, some big cats roar while others purr. For instance, a cheetah purrs, but a lion roars. But why is this the case? Why can't they do both? You might think it's simply a matter of habit or size, but in fact, a fundamental anatomical difference is at play. And it all comes down to one tiny bone, the hyoid. This bone, located in the throat, supports both the larynx and the tongue. Its structure varies significantly among different feline species. In the so-called roaring cats, like lions, tigers, leopards, and jaguars, this bone isn't fully ossified. Instead, part of it is replaced by an elastic ligament. This flexible structure allows the larynx to move and vibrate, producing that characteristic low, deep, and powerful roar. But for purring cats, such as cougars, lynx, cheetahs, and snow leopards, the hyoid bone is solid and fully ossified. This rigidly anchors the larynx in place. This design prevents them from roaring, but it's perfectly suited for creating the vibrations we recognize as purring. It's a striking example of how a small anatomical detail can profoundly change an animal's capabilities. So here's a simple rule that clears things up, once and for all. It all boils down to the structure of the hyoid bone, remember? It's an evolutionary crossroads. Either you're built to roar or you're built to purr. There's no in-between. To recap, the big four of roaring cats, all belonging to the Panthera genus, are the lion, tiger, leopard, and jaguar. Their flexible hyoid bone allows them to produce that famous ground-shaking sound. By the way, an interesting fact, the snow leopard was once classified under this genus, but as it turns out, it can't roar. As for the purring club, that includes all the others, pumas, cheetahs, lynxes, caracoles, and of course, our domestic cats. Their rigid hyoid bone allows them to produce that soothing rumble, but it takes away their ability to truly roar. So, if you ever hear a story about a purring tiger or a roaring puma, know that it's a tall tale. It's physically impossible for them to do both. Nature gave them a choice, either a mighty roar or a comforting purr. Let's dive into one of the most enigmatic and visually striking creatures in the animal kingdom, the black panther. Bagheera from the Jungle Book instantly springs to mind, an icon of sleek grace and hidden power. This image is so deeply ingrained in our culture that many people are convinced black panthers are a distinct species of big cat. But here's a twist that might surprise you. In biological classification, an animal officially known as a black panther simply doesn't exist. It's not a species, nor even a subspecies. So what exactly is a black panther then? A black panther is simply the common name for a leopard or a jaguar that exhibits a genetic mutation called melanism. Melanism is the opposite of albinism. It causes an overproduction of melanin, the pigment responsible for dark coloration, resulting in a strikingly coal black coat. If you look closely at a black panther under strong light, you can often still make out the faint ghost-like spots on its dark fur, the very same rosettes characteristic of a leopard or jaguar. So essentially, a black panther is just a dark-coated leopard in Asia and Africa, or a dark-coated jaguar in South America. They're the exact same species, just sporting a different and undeniably more mysterious and elegant outfit. Speaking of unusual colorations, let's turn our attention to another iconic figure, the white tiger. With its pristine white fur, striking blue eyes, and dark stripes, it captivates and mesmerizes. Many zoos worldwide proudly showcase this rare and magnificent animal. This is where myths often arise. The most common one claims that white tigers are albinos. Albinism is a genetic condition where the body completely lacks the pigment melanin. Albino animals typically have white fur, pink skin, and red eyes. However, if you look closely at a white tiger, you'll notice it has black stripes. This indicates that pigment is indeed present in its body. Most importantly, its eyes are blue, not red. This is a crucial distinction. The white coloration of a tiger is actually the result of a different, very rare recessive mutation called leucism. Leucism leads to a partial loss of pigmentation, not a complete absence of it. This is why white tigers retain their dark stripes and eye colour. In the wild, this mutation is extremely rare because the white coat hinders camouflage. Almost all white tigers we see today live in captivity and are descendants of a single ancestor, captured in India in the mid-20th century. One of the defining traits that unites all felines, from the smallest house kitten to the magnificent Amur tiger, is their incredible eyesight, especially when it comes to darkness. For us humans, night often brings uncertainty and hidden dangers, but for a cat, it's the perfect hunting ground. Their eyes are a true marvel of natural engineering. They are designed to capture the maximum amount of light, even in very dim conditions. Firstly, they possess disproportionately large pupils, which can dilate into perfect, expansive circular windows for light. Secondly, behind their retinas lies a special reflective layer called the tapetum lucidum. It acts like a mirror. Any light that passes through the retina without being absorbed is reflected by the tapetum and redirected back onto the photoreceptor cells. This essentially gives them a second chance to capture every single photon. It's this very tapetum that causes cats' eyes to glow so brightly in the dark when a light beam hits them. As a result of all these adaptations, a cat's night vision is roughly 6 times more effective than a human's. They perceive the world in twilight and darkness, not in stark black and white, but in shades of grey, yet with astonishing clarity and detail. This grants them an immense advantage over their prey, truly making them the undisputed rulers of the night. And now, for our final, but no less astonishing fact. Let's take a closer look inside the mouth of a big cat. Beyond the formidable fangs, there's another incredible tool. Its tongue. If you've ever felt a house cat's tongue, you know it's incredibly rough, almost like sandpaper. Now picture that sensation, magnified 10 or even 100 times over. A lion's or tiger's tongue is covered with hundreds of tiny, stiff, backward-facing bristles. These are called papillae, and they're made of keratin, the same protein found in our fingernails and their claws. This remarkable tongue is a truly multifunctional tool. For one, it acts as a perfect grooming brush for their fur, but its primary and most formidable function comes into play during feeding. Once a predator catches its prey, its tongue transforms into a true rasp. These rigid papillae allow it to literally scrape every last shred of meat from the bones, ensuring not even the tiniest morsel is wasted. Furthermore, this rough surface helps them grip slippery flesh and allows them to efficiently lap up water. So, what might seem like a simple organ is in fact an essential survival tool, enabling them to extract every last nutrient from each meal. Just imagine for a second, a black panther that isn't a panther at all, a white tiger that isn't an albino, a cheetah that chirps like a bird instead of roaring, and a tiger whose thunderous roar could stop your heart before you even catch a glimpse of it. These aren't just isolated facts, they completely shatter our preconceived notions. We look at powerful animals in images, often unaware of the unique biological mechanisms behind their might that truly make them extraordinary. It goes to show that Mother Nature is the ultimate genius inventor, and even her most iconic creations are brimming with secrets. The world of big cats is far more complex and astonishing than we could have ever imagined. They aren't just symbols of strength. They are living masterpieces of evolution. Thank you for watching till the end. If you learnt something new and interesting, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on even more amazing discoveries. Now, a question for you. What fact about big cats astonished you the most? Or perhaps you know another incredible detail about them? Let us know in the comments below. We'd be fascinated to read your insights.